Testing, testing, testing. Hey, you will make it TV followers, viewers, supporters, and listeners across the globe. Thank you for tuning in to another insightful topic here at the You Will Make It TV YouTube channel, where we share inspirational quotes, divine messages, and insightful topics weekly. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, what's been led on my heart to do, especially since I have a platform, especially since my dreams last night, is to more speak up and call out for justice, even if other people think it's too late, whatever. My question is, why are so many young black teens? We're here to talk about Kenneka Jenkins this morning because, and my heart goes out to that young lady and her story again too. This story was so traumatic because I was young. I think I was grown, but I was young when this story first came out about this young lady in Chicago, right? I was traumatized. I think my own or oldest daughter was but 7 or 8 when that story came out, right? Like you didn't even have a teenager yet, but you were hearing a story about another young black lady who went to a party with her friends. This is what's pissing me off about this story. If y'all never heard me go live about Kenneka Jenkins, it's not because I don't like her. Uh, and I'm not trying to be funny. That story right there, like, traumatized me, bro. As a black woman, as a young black lady, at that time, actually, when I heard that story, it made me just want to, like, even back then, uh, it made you just reassess your whole circle, bro. Like, how do they get you out to a party? But, and how many stories of black girls have we heard this about? To be honest, you would be believe, you would be in shock how many people come for you. Like, just even on my last channel, Crown Publishing Content, uh, I was more speaking out about more stories, like just things I noticed. There's plenty of podcasts out there already that break down the stories, let you know what happened. They do their own little internet investigations. But I don't come here to like break the stories down. People gonna believe what they want to believe. I come here to more point out the insightful points. Once again, why are so many black teens, they go out trusting with their friends suddenly in this new generation? You can't go to a party, you can't go to an outing, you can't go out of town because look what happened to Shanquilla Robinson. You can't even just be minding your business. It might rub somebody wrong, you know what I mean? But how you go with your friends, because that's why, like, today, I don't really be into all of that. Like, I just had a serious conversation with my kids to help them see my point of view with perception a little bit as far as choosing a friends and how friend is like a whole title to a relationship. Everybody don't even deserve it, but they quick to be like, that's my friend, not my kids, anybody kids. Because how this young lady go to a party with these people? Because now it's suddenly trending news that her mom is, her mom is a survivor of what happened to her daughter. Her mom wasn't at the party. You see, this wasn't one of them stories they could say the black mom wasn't watching her daughter. The black mom let her daughter go to a party. This ain't one of them stories you can say that. Period. I want to point that out real quick. And the grief, I've been praying for Chicago. The grief must be real there. She wasn't some famous rapper like King Von or anybody else from around there. She was just a young black teen. So you can't try to mask and cover up that something haven't been going on in Chicago, bro. The Kenneka Jenkins story was years ago. And then you steady seeing news stories pop out. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. This just my reaction. It's a commentary video. None of our topics are um, inspired to trigger anybody or nothing like that, man. But I said what I said. That story traumatized me. And it was to the point I couldn't even talk about it on the internet. But now that years have gone by, I even have a team. I've seen more stories transpire, and it's the same stuff. Not just black teens, teens now. It's way worse. You would think they send the National Guard and all of that to Chicago when the Kenneka Jenkins story happened. Because how is that not serious? It's so stupid. What pissed me off about it when I went back looking into the story again is like, you do know she was there with trusting friends, right? It's different if your team just left and took off strolling by themselves. Her people were aware. Their knowledge is that she finna be all right. She finna be at a party with friends. It's crazy how I give my opinion a lot. People will take advantage of it, right? Like I think it's wise for young ladies to share their location with at least one trusted family member or friend. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what somebody trying to take you through and make you feel like you got to go stay here and ain't nobody gonna know where you at. That's where people are stupid to me at. They're dumb to think that a young black woman today can just go stay somewhere and really hide her location. You got to let life tell the truth. You got to let these stories on the news tell the truth. Because how much of a difference would it make if Miss Kenneka Jenkins was able to text somebody? And you got to teach your teens about that. Like, hey, baby, this is the emergency protocol. Because they're not going to always tell you if they drink at a party or they pop some pill with their friend at a party. Are you teaching them what they should do? I even know another team. I'm not here to speak names. This live is about Kenneka Jenkins and what happened to her, and how I feel like black girls should deserve to be able to live their lives as teens, as young people, get that childish stuff out of their system before they become grown women. Because all teenagers have been there, a lot of them. But why? Why? It's like it's like maybe the goal was to make all black parents look a certain way. But see, the kind of party Kenneka Jenkins went to wasn't like an adult party. When teens go to parties, it's parties for teens. We've been trying to preach that people, the age of safe parties have been over. You know how many times you look at the news now, and every time, if it's an Airbnb party, it doesn't matter what kind of party it is, it's always some kind of weird news on the other side of it. But people got the nerve to still call themselves inviting you to parties. They might as well hang that up. Uh, what setup parties? It used to be looked at as a nice gesture when somebody invites you to a party. They have demonized parties. Even when you think about these parties, they're talking about with P. Diddy. He said his mother used to throw parties, and that's where he learned, you know what I'm saying, a little bit about party etiquette. And when I think about the black culture, back then, probably when P. Diddy was little, or anybody that was born in the 70s and 60s was little, y'all know parties were a big deal right back then. They were a big part of the culture. We ain't talking about strip club parties and what they be having going on today. Actual house parties that you could trust back then, I guess. They called them block parties. They would have block parties, house parties. So I believe that about P. Diddy and his mother, Janice Combs. They probably used to host parties. Also, another thing about the culture is if you were the type to throw the most extravagant parties, like you could be known for that in your community, in your city. Um, because it ended up leading her son to start off as a party promoter himself, a club promoter, whatever. I watched the documentary. They all started somewhere. He didn't start off as no top dog producer mogul. He started off as a party promoter. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people get to know you and your name just because you're known to throw parties. But why would you want to look like every time you throw a party, somebody go missing? Somebody ends up drugged up. Somebody ends up telling a story 10 years later that they think somebody did something to them at a party. That's not a good reputation for anybody to have. You're better off not throwing a damn party, right? And we know that people make monies off these parties. Like, I don't know. It's just so much I don't trust about parties. I wouldn't care. I don't care. Somebody invite me to a party, it's very likely I'm not coming. And if they ask why, I got a million stories of black women and what happened to them just trying to go to a party with their friends. Kenneka Jenkins was with friends that night. Shanquilla Robinson was with friends when she went on that trip to Cabo, Mexico. I'm a firm believer. If you're a young black lady today, you can't even go on a vacation, a party, a job in another state or city. It's okay to text. I'm going to say this. I don't know about the FBI, the police, anybody else. I think that it's wise that you text at least one person your location, who you there with, maybe even give them an update from time to time. Like, hey, I'm still at the party. I'm okay. Hey, I'm leaving the party now. Hey, I'm getting in the Uber now. This how black women got to do. And let somebody know you okay the whole time at the party and that you on your way back home. And you know what's unfortunate? Not even a lot of young black women probably have somebody that they can safely text and update their location, update their status. You're never doing that because you're stupid or you're letting somebody use you. If you're a young black lady, it's going to benefit you that you're letting somebody know progressively that you're okay, especially when you're at a distance from the people you know. When you're at a when you with a group of people that people might not know, right? Even if you go on a date, remember that other young lady that they found her body chopped up in pieces. These are real stories, as sensitive and uh, uh, triggering as they might be. Because I never heard nobody else really say it, but I'm being honest. That story right there, to this day, just traumatized me. I don't know. I'm traumatized easily too, or I'm traumatized about the right things. You know what I mean? How you go to a party, but they find your body in a freezer of the hotel. It just traumatized me. And now that this story is circulating again, because people never stop talking about it, especially if I'm not even from Chicago, I don't live there, I ain't never been there. I can just imagine the pain and grief uh, that they are constantly faced with there. Of course, what's even more traumatizing about it is every time something happened to people out there, they want it to look like it's the black people all together that is the reason that all these victims exist. When many Chicagoans have tried to tell us, like, they don't know how these guns got in the hood. They don't know how the kids are getting access to drugs. Many Chicagoans have tried to tell y'all this. The gangsters, they're telling you like, no, we not the one. We not the ones. I mean, I know it's easier to believe that about a gangster or a thug, but they're not always the ones out here passing out drugs and stuff to kids. You'll be surprised who's behind that type of stuff. It's so sad because practically any place where a bunch of black parents are together and they have kids, that's already a village. If you look at it like a village, you can only ask one question next. Who keeps trying to infiltrate the villages with the nest? Why would one's own people want to? As a matter of fact, that's not even in black people history. When they had villages and communities, they were once known to take care of one another, to take care and look after their own, even if it ain't their own kid or something, because that's what you do in a village. I know we all tired of hearing the same thing about villages and how we should be out here taking care of each other better. Because traumatized is the first word. Embarrassed was the next one. Remember the Trayvon Martin story? All of these stories were teenagers, were black teenagers, whether they were girls or boys. So what is it about our black kids, huh? Like, what is it really? You know, the outrage it would have been. We haven't heard yet about a white girl being found in a hotel free. Not yet. Not another race. It's secondhand embarrassment because even when that story happened, one of the main things people were saying was like, where was her friends at? Tell me how you left with your friends to go to the party. I'm so tired of hearing these type of stories, bro. Like if you left with your friends to the party, shouldn't you have came back okay just like they did? They didn't come back home with a mark, a scratch, a bruise. It's crazy. I'll be right back. Sorry for the slight pause break, guys. I'll be right back. I said what I said though. Like how how much is too much? Like that one story traumatized me, but there's been so many other stories since that even happened. There's even organizations and groups that specialize in this specifically, like trying to rescue uh, young black women from, you know what I'm saying, cults, groups, gangs, organizations, prostitution rings. That's sad when you gotta go in and whole rescue them from it just to get them out of it. Anything you gotta rescue somebody from, they're in against their will. You know, I think with that story, it was said that she did actually try to text her family at some point of that night. She tried to text her family, but it was like that was the last text that they had received from her. So she was one of those teens that were trying to keep in touch with her mom as she was at a party through the night. You feel me? But it's like these days, that's not enough. Moms, we got to have all the friends' phone numbers. Tell me how that's not true. Them friends thought they was going to come back to her mama saying they don't know what happened to her. That is so sad. You know, it's just sad. Like how you don't know what happened to my daughter, your friend, and y'all all left together to go to the party. I think one of the friends was saying, "Oh, she got drunk and then she started walking down the hallway," and you just already knew the rest of it. Ain't no telling what happened. So you let your drunk friend start taking a walk around this big hotel. You just let her start walking all around it. In my opinion, what they do too, they try to target those that did speak up about it at the time. I ain't lying. It's like they told themselves, well, let's see how it feel if you go through it. Literally, because I was one of those out here speaking up about the stories like Shanquilla Robinson and Kenneka Jenkins. Like I said, I didn't speak on Kenneka Jenkins as much because of how like literally emotionally traumatizing that story was. Uh, they found her with one shoe. Her body had already began to kind of decompose, and then it's just such a weird story because why was she in the freezer of the kitchen of the hotel? But her teenage friends swear to this day, we don't know what happened. That's another thing. None of them girls is in jail. Why? Because they'll never be prosecuted. Just like the Cabo Six friends. You notice nobody was really ever prosecuted because maybe they look at it like it's not they didn't do nothing wrong. Let what I'm trying to say, black mothers, they're never gonna judge your kids' friends and say that your kids' friends should be their babysitter. If you let your kids leave with your kids' friends and your kid don't come back home and then they find your kid dead, them kids that your kids left with ain't gonna get in trouble. Look what happened with the Shanquilla Robinson story. It's the second story that y'all came right back home to the mother. You're the bearer of bad news. Oh, your daughter didn't make it back. We can't find her. With the Shanquilla Robinson story, it was crazy because they literally came to the mom's house with her clothes, some of her belongings, saying, "Here's her stuff. We don't know where she is." You expect the mom to believe that? My daughter went on the trip with y'all. You see how it's hard to trust people today as a black mother? This is at least three stories I already named where the black woman left or the young black girl left with her friends, but only the friends came back. Like the stuff be set up. It seemed like it. Then when they researched the history of the relationships with these friends, turns out they say the same thing every time. Oh, it was jealousy, it was envy. So that means people be knowing that they friends, they already be knowing you're gonna have a sense. You can sense when your friends don't really F with you like that. I don't care what nobody say, you can sense that. But then everybody be surprised that them same friends wasn't there to save your life. How much more do we need to see, black women? Them friends wasn't even there to save your life. Your friend end up in a freezer though, at the bottom of the hotel, but you don't know nothing. Like, what kind of friend are you, bro? And why are you so ready to loosely use the term friend? Y'all don't take care of y'all friends out here. So they want to be close enough to say they know what happened to you. Pay attention. They close enough to somebody you know to say they know what happened to you, but they weren't close enough to actually help save your life. Like, why is this constantly the pattern? It has to mean something. So, because them girls was quick to jump on interviews and, people wanted to talk to them like, hey, you were there. What happened? Type of deal. They always gonna want to talk to the ones that was there. Well, ask them some questions. They like, well, she got drunk. She went in the hallway. We didn't see nothing else. That sounds stupid. If my friend drunk, why I'ma leave you at a party by yourself? Unless I know you're gonna be in good hands with the people there at the party. I mean, how well do y'all know each other? Parties are so dangerous to me now. For one, you got a bunch of people grouped up in one room because they was at a hotel room party. That's crazy. It's not against the law to throw parties, but you see how people use parties to get what they want out of any young black female. Parties ain't the way to go no more, sis. You better party at home. They sell those big Bluetooth speakers at Walmart, even Family Dollar, big lots. It'll come up. It's so tall, it'll come up to like your hip. I just wanna react to this story really quick because I never really, really, really got to. Uh, yeah, yeah. So what? Neighbors might call in sometimes, say you're loud, say they feel like you party too much and should work more. But guess what? As long as you're partying at home by yourself and you're a young black woman, I would say two or three friends, okay. But these days, two or three friends is all it takes. As long as you're outnumbered, you're not safe. You're not safe. Y'all finna have alcohol there, drugs there, a bunch of people. Anytime the setup is looking like that, you got to really pay attention though. Why would somebody want you to come to a party where only mostly they know everybody that's gonna be in the room? They friends, them they colleagues and associates, right? Everybody know each other, but you just the invited one. I'm not putting myself in them kind of situations. But if they want to report what I do alone, that's all you can do. Now, when you got a bunch of people watching one alone, it can be looked at as sinister, or it can be looked at as that person is a role model. Let them look. You want to watch me and who I am alone? Fine. But I can show you who black women is when they trust each other. They not always returning home when they go to parties and trips with their black friends. You tell me what is this about? What is this about? Them people, I still can't believe them people that went on that boat trip with Shanquilla Robinson. They didn't go to jail or nothing. They even have footage of all them call themselves. Okay, you tell me how you go on a vacation with your friend. Within 24 hours of the vacation, you and one of the friends real life boxing, like y'all boxing each other in a whole nother country. Who gonna stop you? Who gonna stop them from jumping you? Because now they got you all alone. Who gonna stop them from making sure you're not kidnapped out there or nothing? It's very very sad. I do want the families from these stories, the survivors, to know like there is people out here. You know, we still care. We curse so much, some of us are being attacked this same way. It's like one thing about a setup, it always starts somewhere. It's always rooted somewhere. There's always a source, is what I'm trying to say. Anytime a young minor come up hurt, missing, uh, sabotage, it's always a source. They've been saying some real funny. When I say funny, not in a funny way, but like when I say funny, I mean weird things that happens around Chicago, because it's been other teams they found. Not only did they find them deceased, whole deceased by the time they found them, they found them with organs missing. So not only is we gonna take the life of your beloved child, we gonna go ahead and help ourselves to some organs, like that young high school basketball star that they found. Where did they find him? Behind the school? This is sad. And this was somebody going to school. This was somebody who had dreams. He was on the basketball team. He probably could have went to college and played basketball. He didn't make it that far. They found his body and they found his body, and he was a young black man with no organs. You would think with all the unsolved mysteries going on with the kids that they still ain't found out what happened to them. Oh, you would think the police is real busy, still looking into what happened to Kenneka Jenkins. Oh, but they got a settlement though. Y'all noticed that? I It could have been more, but my most recent research told me it's like they try to set it up to where, yeah, you receive a settlement, but your child gone. I think her settlement came from, you know what I'm saying, the neglect of the hotel. And hotels got to be careful. Y'all the ones letting these people get rooms and throw parties, but then you don't want to be held responsible when something happened to somebody's child. You want to tell everybody it's okay to hang out in each other's rooms. It's okay to throw parties and have fun and have a bunch of friends. No, it's not. This is a new time. This ain't the days when P. Diddy mama was throwing parties. And even then, obviously, everything wouldn't notice. It's just crazy, y'all. The stories surrounding these young ladies, it's always a party or a group of friends involved. Like, come on, man. And you wondering why people teaching their kids different now. People don't care about you calling them funny, acting, or different. They need to turn the news on and just watch all the stories from 2005 to now. So, yeah, the past 2 decades, there's been something sinister going on where if group of friends go together, somehow the friends end up coming back to the family wanting to be the bearer of bad news. Like you want to come tell the mama who used to let you come eat dinner at her house, who used to buy the child's phone so you can either talk to their child on, text their child, video chat their child, Snapchat their child. They parents put the work in for that child to be even heard, for you to call that child your friend. You see? But y'all want to be the first one in line to come run to the parent and tell them the bad news. Don't think I don't see the pattern. Because what's sad, people got the nerve to still be trying to set people up this same way. Literally, still today. When we've seen the other stories that didn't make sense. Y'all not out there busy every morning still trying to find out what happened to Kenneka Jenkins? Obviously, they're not. Now you're sending the National Guard out there to try to help, crime, because that's a big part of what Trump said he plans to do. Alleviate at least 60% of the crime here in America, if it's possible. But we all just kind of sitting back watching right now. Because if you ain't one of the ones out here committing crimes, all you can do is watch. You're either going to end up a victim or a witness. That's all you can do when crime surrounds you. You're going to be the criminal, you're going to be the victim, or you're going to be the witness. It was too many people. That's what's weird about this story. Absolutely nobody around that hotel knew anything, but they had staff. The kitchen might have been closed, so that's what was strange. If you're having a party late at night, it's probably not as many workers down there in the kitchen of the hotel as it would be in the daytime. So that was just a weird place for her body to have been found. They wanted to make it look like she got so drunk, she went off and just started walking around the hotel. Maybe she was looking for help. We all know what a drunk, drugged up person looks like, just for the criminals in the back. People can look at footage and tell. When they looked at that footage they saw her hand holding on to the wall, just the wall. When you see somebody like that, yeah, they got drugs in their system, beer, they can barely walk. Come on, bro, that's an indication of it. I think what happened is somebody got her drink when she was in the room with all them people. Mm, mm, mm. And the fact that you have like teens doing this to each other. I guess, see, time tells, because maybe they didn't know that. But if you in that same city, just a little under a month ago, the same city, Chicago, a pregnant woman gets beat up and jumped by some children. But we don't think children will set other children up. I be watching all of that. It don't take much either, because the mind frame of a child can be very, very immature. So just the littlest thing could trigger a child to be jealous of another child, and we're not talking about this enough. If it's not true, why did this Chicago pregnant mother, get whole jumped? Oh, here it is again, by some kids that was supposed to be her son's friends. You know what? Look, if you having friends means my life is suddenly falling apart, I would say screw those friends, right? You don't mean that you don't care about kids or nothing like that, but you just trying to open people's eyes a little more to what's been going on out here in Black communities. It takes nothing but one insider to know more about you, know what you like, know what you don't like, know what you plan on doing tomorrow. Like, I'm actually living what I'm talking. Anytime I feel like somebody too much trying to track where I'm gonna be, what time I'm gonna be there, and it's crazy with doctor's appointments because they even want confirmations. Some appointments out here, they want you. They're not gonna see you unless you tell them you gonna be there the next day, type of deal. So you can't always avoid it. That's why I prefer clinics and stuff that are more like, they call them walk-in clinics. We know any emergency room or hospital, you can just walk in. I'm talking about when it comes to doctor's appointments. I prefer, with a capital PREFER, places that are walking in. That way I don't have to tell any staff that I don't know what time and what day I'm coming. A walk-in clinic, you come when you need to. As long as they open, they're gonna accept you. These places, it's like, no, appointment only. It's fishy to me. Because, like, if you actually want to do something to sabotage that person's health, you know exactly when to have the stuff prepared to do it. Let's be honest. If a person tell you, yeah, I'm on the way, you are now conscious that that person is on the way. You might even ask them, what street are you on? And you might respond, I'm at the red light over here on Davis Street. I'm almost there. That's giving too much information. Like in between that time, you sharing that much information with the person that's trying to set you up, you giving them everything they need. So all they can call you is crazy when they say you don't want to give out too much information, letting the person know where you at. When they say, oh, well, we were looking for you and you never showed up. That's fine. I always know you never know. But being a black woman today, you pretty much almost need to let somebody know where you at, what you doing. I ain't gonna say what you doing, but I'm gonna say where you at because this is why there's so many cold case files right now, where they just like, well, we never found out who did it, what happened to the person. We didn't even know the person didn't text nobody. They're not gonna be able to say that about everybody. You know what's funny? When they found her, they didn't find her with much. Like she had her clothes on. It's like, where was the girl's phone? That's what's strange about this story. Where was her phone? Where was her purse that she went to the party with? Maybe she brought a fanny pack, but where were her belongings? Why when these women is found deceased who left to parties and vacations with their friends, where is their belongings that they went with? You mean to tell me you come to these scenes and all you find is the black woman's body? That's crazy. You know you're at war when you gotta watch over your shoulder and back against your own people. On top of that, it's people you don't know, strangers and stuff you gotta watch your back for. But you should never have to feel like that about the people you know. We all know that this is true. It just seemed like to be a new trend to here, you know what I'm saying? To try to make people look crazy or they should have known who their friends was. It's stupid. Sorry for the pause break, guys. I'll be right back. It's so sad though when you can't go have fun no more. Your friends can't even make sure you get home safe. Like, you know what that says? That tells y'all who exactly who the devil be using. See, they know that you trust the friends if you leaving with them, you rolling with them. But why is it the friends be the ones who don't know nothing? It's like, oh, this person disappeared. Might you happen to know where they went? The friends always on the news talking about they don't know. Oh, the last time I seen the person, they was with us. They all say the same thing. You know what? And it's always like, Anyways, we this a prime example of what I'm talking about. You would think lives like these have way more views, which they do, depending on what platform you're watching. But pay attention to how other platforms, when they come on here and talk about these topics, nobody wants to tune in because they were so used to throwing black mothers under the bus, throwing black parents and black families under the bus, swearing it's our fault if something happened to one of our young people. The whole time, stories like Shanquilla Robinson and Kenneka Jenkins proved, literally proved, that these two young ladies actually had families that cared. What do you mean? Why you think so many friends wanted to be around them? They love being around a person they think get everything they want or have more freedom because we know spoiled, it doesn't have to do with just money and what a person has. It could be their opportunities, their options, the way that people trust them. Like with me, I think that's what it is. And people will try to carry themselves in your light and say, well, I want everything that person got, not knowing how much you had to go through for people to trust you the way that they do. And it's not always about what you did for people that'll make you trust them. They can be watching you in a situation where they know you could have did X, Y, and Z, but they saw how you carried yourself through one, two, three situations in your life, and now boom, these people trust you. Those people trust you. They trust you, right? It's like a million ways to earn trust, but it's also a million ways to break trust. Okay. Uh, it was that other story. I don't know what this young lady name was, but she was with some friends too, and she gets either shot or stabbed in a way to where her intestines were literally leaking out of her stomach. But she couldn't reach her phone. I think she tried to either play dead or play unconscious, but really she was just trying to wait for the right moment to get a phone. Thank God this young lady survived. But a big part of her testimony when she tells her story now is that, she just watched who she called her friends now. Because your intestines leaking out is almost like a near death experience. Like, it's like God let her see enough to where she survived the attack, but now she's more careful about, you know what I'm saying, who she called friend, who she hang out with. Another thing, you got to watch that about who you roommate with. When you let people get that close to you, um, you can't really, what can you do? If them, you can prove they were close to you, but why is it they never know? Go ask people today. Hey, what's going on with your family member? I think it was Plies or Slim Thug that said it the other day. On a short, he said, "Hey, y'all be running around here talking about y'all bosses, y'all gangsters, y'all YNs, you need to be respected." And he said from now on, when young dudes come around him with that, he's gonna start asking, "Oh, you a boss? You a gangster? You a YN? How your family doing?" Straight up. And you're gonna pull a lot of cards in this world asking people that in a new generation. They swear they fly, they respectable, they earned their positions. But now we're asking the question, how? Like, why is so many of y'all families suffering, but you're still on social media trying to portray that uh your life is golden, your life is perfect, right? Uh, because one thing about me, even if I was in, I'm one of them people that's known like it's not new. It's not new at all. Like, I've always used social media for the most part. And that means no matter what my circumstances was, I could have just had a bad breakup the night before. You wouldn't know that on social media unless the person I broke up with go talk about it. But I have never been the type of person to come to social media and put my business on there. But it's almost like they are trying to draw that kind of energy out of me. They would prefer that I'm that kind of person because now it's easier to try to pinpoint what you said and when you said it. You feel me? But see, if you never post your business on there at all people can do is conspirize and wonder and gossip, really. You know what I mean? Like they got all these pictures of this girl with her friends. So she looked like a very happy young lady. That's what I say. And I can see why she probably had haters. Like, baby, you didn't even get to the age of 21 yet. That's crazy. And they wonder with her story, I don't think people are being funny, but I do think the people would be very hurt if they find out like this was one of those stories. Like, bro, did y'all sacrifice y'all daughter? It's just a lot of inconsistencies. You can tell just because the mom is a single mom or something like that, they swear to God that that means that you had to sacrifice your daughter to make a way in life. Like so many black women have succeeded without selling their soul at all. Now they might not be rich. They might not have everything the Joneses have, but they're able to take care of their kids, run a successful, give it a successful run in their career or whatever. With Kenneka Jenkins and Trayvon Martin stories, though, people do still wonder because of the way because of the way their stories were released. Honestly, I think they was gonna try to hide the information about Kenneka Jenkins at first. It's that people were not letting you hide that. People wanted it to be known. That is strange as F word for a body to be found in a hotel freezer. It made you wonder how many other bodies had they got away with? Had they got away with doing it too, right? It's so sad. Um, I'm finna get my point out. I don't even think I've covered my point. What I said overall is a black young lady should be able. Y'all the ones encourage young people. Be like, it's better to, for example, maybe go to the mall alone than with a group of friends these days. Like, it's really sad. I never thought I would say this, but it is. Like when I was younger, I went to the mall by myself all the time, and I was fine. I came home with no bruises, marks, scratches, uh, and I went by myself. I might not have been driving yet. You can catch a taxi or call or ride the bus, or your parent can drop you off. The good thing about the parent dropping you off, that's one witness already. If something happened to you, that parent know that where they dropped you off at, where they should have found you when they picked you up. Uh, but you go with a group of friends these days, it ain't even promised that you gonna return home. Tell me why that is. That ain't always about jealousy to me. I think people just be paid to do stuff to people. Ain't no way if it's a real friend, you can just give them enough money to do something to their friend. A friend gonna tell you, oh no, wait a minute, you tripping. You know, when you don't have enough people checking people about you, and I don't care. If it go on for too long, eventually you produce the result where now, hey, people feel like you're not protected. When they feel like you're not protected, what do they do? Mm. That's the first thing the devil minions ask. What's somebody gonna do to me? If I do this to him or her, what's gonna happen to me? Like, why do you think they ask themselves that? Or they boldly commit and do the things that they do because they already feel that way. Like, who gonna check them? Who gonna stop them? And I bet you do have a lot of that going on in Chicago. People with that mentality. I'm praying for Chicago though. The heart of Chicago is clearly broken. I think eventually they're gonna end up tearing down. I do see them probably redistrict. That's all I'm trying to say. They probably gonna end up redistrict. I can't get the word out. Redistricting that whole area. Notice when they start doing it, gentrifying and redistricting and pushing people out the city and moving other people in it so they can create a new, better city, people get mad about it. But I want people to pay attention because if you just leave stuff in the condition that it's in, it's not gonna get no better. If anything, it's getting worse out there. When a pregnant woman can't walk her child home from school. See, it ain't just the adult haters. Look how God is exposing it. God is exposing it today. Y'all thought kids be in weird positions because of who they mom and dad's haters are? What if it's your sister or brother haters? What if it's your dad's haters? That's another thing. Not just people who the mom might have beef with, the dad might have beef with. All in all, we know as full-time parents, you don't have time to, right? Maybe even entertain stuff like that. But it God is exposing that it's not non-existent. There are people out here that will be jealous of you and your kids. That's number one. Number two, your kids could have haters. You never even met them. Straight up. I ain't talking about your kids haters. You would want to know who they are though. You would want to be aware. Cause look, this lady was just trying to walk her son home from school in a group of his bullies. Just so y'all know, that's what happened with that story. Though, I mean, cause how are they her bullies if she a grown woman? Come on, bro. So they were her child bullies, which I know they are probably still, even as we speak, investigating and looking into what happened so they can give what the proper justices and penalties and judgments where they need to go. I try to remind people judgment is not always jail for everybody, especially when they minors like that. It matters if you're a first time offender, like that's your first time getting in trouble, you might not get as much of a sentence as a kid standing before the judge who has been in trouble 5 times already. Be honest, ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth. A criminal, whether you're a kid or an adult, if you've been in trouble 5 times already, some of that stuff King Von been through, then you start looking at more jail time because it's like how many warnings have we given you, whether you're a grown up or a kid. They just be trying to, no, we just gonna set this person up. Like, okay, what is their background show, bro? They haven't been known to go back to back to back to back to the judge because they keep doing the same thing. Not everybody is like that. So what I'm saying is, even when them kids in Chicago jumped that pregnant lady, what's funny is what they did was not okay. It wasn't right. You put people in harm's way. But at the same time, it could have been all their first time offenses. Because when you're a kid, a teenager, preteen, any of that, it might be your first offense. You haven't lived that long. Like, how many times have you been in jail? Like that. I bet none of them kids, what I was trying to say, that was involved in it, probably had ever even been on probation before, been on house arrest before, been in jail before. They just chose to make a wild decision at that moment. They chose to make a decision like that, even if they had never been in trouble before, even if they came from good homes. Because one of the moms that came and spoke out, she was just like letting her presence be known that look, this child do have a family, and we do teach them and help them, and she was even kind of disciplining this specific child right there on camera, not like physically, but she was definitely having a talk with her child on live because she felt like the public deserved to hear that. Like, hey, and we are sorry. We are gonna pay up whatever we need to and whatever. It's one of them moments. You wasn't outside watching your kid. Your kid was involved in helping some other kids jump somebody, right? But people do know bullies is real too. They be making them kids do shit. In Chicago, y'all better hear some more of the rappers from their story. Out there, they will bully you into the BS too. Not just there though. They're just an example. But they will bully you into what they want you to do. You don't necessarily have to be in a gang for peer pressure or societal influences to follow you. The thing is, that's why I try to show people you can be influential too. You don't have to be the one because it's only Those two options or be in the middle. You just kind of, it's weird, but you should be want to be more in control of what influences you and who you influence. We don't talk about that enough. We want to talk about the influences, like oh, and blame everything on influence, but it's always your choice what you allow to influence you till it's not. When it's no longer, let's say somebody using food and hunger against you, anybody right now, you 9 times out of 10 gonna get a person to do what you want them to do if you're using whole starvation, hunger, food against them, like to get them to do what you want them to do. It could be food, money. That's actually called financial abuse. Some of these young teenagers, they already be in abusive relationships too. Um, I don't know how people didn't know. It's Lifetime movies about it. Um, like y'all know them Lifetime stories is based off of true stories. And this one girl in high school, the boy was a stalker already. He was just stalking her, doing weird stuff, and she had a very nice life. She came from a very good home. She still ended up in a situation like that where her mom had to help her. They have to know when to, like I said with Miss Jenkins' story, I think it is said that she maybe tried or she did reach out maybe to her parent or somebody, you know what I'm saying, before the end of the night or during at some point of the duration of her being at the party. That's crazy. Like, well, look, we ain't gotta come to y'all parties. Or they looked into all that. Like, how did she get there? I just don't remember all the details of the story. Like, because maybe she rode with friends. You driving or riding with people, all of that matter depending on what the location is, where y'all going. When you in school and they order a field trip, y'all all go together. On those daycare vans, they take all the kids together. Uh, if they're going on a trip somewhere. So now you're responsible for all those people in your care because you gave them a ride there. They go for parties too. You know the holidays coming up. People gonna be at Christmas parties and New Year parties like they always are. We're not speaking against it. Here you will make it TV. Celebrations matter. It shouldn't say Black Lives Matter. It should say celebrations matter. You know, in one culture, in some places in New Orleans, but it's not just there. Well, Louisiana, they had this practice where funerals are actually celebrations. Like they dance, they have a whole thing about that. But with what happened here with Miss Jenkins' story, and then it just starts so many, like I said, conspiracies surrounding what happened to one person at the end of the day. Like to us, it's all speculation, but to the people that's actually going through that and the Jenkins family and everything, I don't know them personally. I'm just trying to respectfully let them know there is people who care. And like we feel like we see what we see or whatever we see, if it's real or what. We've been talking about certain people living in different realities and it might not even be their fault or it might be meant to be. Your eyes are more open. You've been living different realities the whole time. As long as you're not in control of your own reality, whose reality are you living? What reality are you living? Do you care? Because if this story was from like anywhere from 2010 to now or the early 2000s, we should have been paying attention. That goes for me too, as a black mother, as a young black woman. Uh, See, you can spend money, do a party, but you don't know what other people motives is. Like it could be a celebration and all of that, but me, I just remember I probably never stay long, especially if it's more people that I don't know then I know. I ain't talking about at a club or nothing. We talking about parties specifically. I ain't never been to no big, huge house parties like that. Y'all remember that movie House Party? It's a good movie though. Uh, but I try to tell y'all, parties used to be a big deal, bro. They probably still are. They even saying it with P Diddy. Uh, well, his mom showed him the lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with knowing the lifestyle of promotion, even if it's entertainment promotion. They have to promote the Hollywood movies. Just making a movie is not enough. Now, how are people going to find out about it? That's where promotion comes in at. How are people going to know about the party? Somebody is out here telling everybody about the party. Like, they all inviting people. If you ain't on the invited list at some parties, you're not getting in. Parties are serious. A good party's gonna have security, bodyguards anyway. You think they had that at their hotel room that night? When the stories are hurtful, everybody's just looking for who to blame, which that can only go so far to me. Because with the Shanquilla Robinson story, people did that for a long time. Like, is this a joke? Like, why they not in jail? Well, see, that whole situation and whatever happened, they weren't even in the country, bro. It would be like the other country's police, if anything, right? Uh, they would have to bring them back over there. Yeah, you got to go to court over there, or your country could pick the case up. We still don't know what might happen with all of it. I don't know the updates to that story either. You just got tired after so long of like, man, they ain't doing nothing with these suspects or whatever, because they family might have wanted justice. Or the only other thing is, right, they don't plan on doing nothing about it, or it still just remains an unsolved mystery. But it wasn't common that you heard that black people leave together, go on a trip, and one of them didn't come back with them. Like, come on, bro. From a vacation y'all agreed to go on together. Let's be honest, a vacation don't sound good to anybody, straight up. But yes, all that other stuff matter. Who are you going with? What did you bring it? Because some of they butts been getting arrested at the airport too. You might, I mean, so it's a lot going on out here. Because you cannot just bring anything on the plane. If you get caught, they've been showing us that in the news. They don't care who you are. If you get caught with contraband or anything you're not supposed to have on an airplane, they will apprehend you. One lady, she just got put off the plane for being too drunk. 'Cause she was just, they don't care about you drinking, but she was acting kind of, the plane hadn't even took off yet. She was just a little tipsy, but they didn't arrest, I think they only arrested her because she started trying to talk crazy to it's just certain things you can't do, man. Oh, but security, that's why it's good to have. For a whole party though, you need security every time. Cause maybe I'm not trying to be funny. Maybe that young lady was still like beat here. So I don't care what nobody says. Still go back to the word protection. No matter who don't want to talk about it, go back to the word protection when it comes to black young females and black women. Uh, we're not saying that it's non-existent. I'm gonna say black and indigenous. Okay, the protection. When you have too many of one's own turning on one, that happening to anybody is crazy. Really, you went to the party with your friends, bro. Yeah, how they only came back home fine? All they parents was asking them, "Hey, where's your friend?" They probably thought that's how you got to probably do it with those situations too. Like, Like, hey, what time y'all come in last night? Because they might be older teens. Or with this story, they was older teens, like younger people, maybe no older than none of them was probably no older than 25 with the Kenneka Jenkins story. So they probably asking, what happened to your homegirl and stuff? Did what? Oh, we left. She said she was leaving later. All that type of stuff. No, we all need to leave together. This how this type of stupid stuff happens. So now all they know, they found her by herself, already deceased in a freezer. And it ain't like y'all know, like business place, restaurant freezers, they're very big. They're like walk-in. It's a big, huge door. It has a thermostat right there, kind of on the door, and it's gonna have a thermostat on the inside. It might have a few of them if you've ever worked in a freezer. Even working in them bad boys, you got to be careful. You don't want to get locked in there. So when I used to work in a freezer, I don't care. I'm gonna put something right here to kind of. I used to always kind of be like that though. I just want to say that for the sake of the stream, I haven't worked in too many freezers, and none of my shifts was ever me working in the freezer the whole shift. Like I might just have to go in there sometimes to get certain products and stuff and bring them back out, or store products because you're gonna have stuff that come in. You gotta keep fresh food if you know about the freezers and everything. They're gonna have trucks that come in and bring a lot of stuff, but some of this stuff have to go in the freezer. You throwing what needs to be thrown away. So there's no way to not have to go in there. When you work in a restaurant or any type of food establishment, hotels do have food. Most of them. Motels, you might not have food there. They might have vending machines and stuff. Airbnbs, you for sure got to go buy your food. Or some hotels, people still buy their food. Hey, baby. So you might have a freezer in there. How do you think people get room service? They're able to order food. Those freezers are down there. If I remember looking at the pictures correctly, it didn't look like because some freezers can be like because that matters too. Like you're not even using it. Like you might have 5 freezers in the kitchen. One of them just kind of has a lock on it, caution tape. Maybe it's not working. That one was working because she was frozen. That's just a crazy story. Or somebody turned it on. It's weird. If you freezing cold, it'll make you want to fall asleep. If you already got low iron though, here, get your toes. If you got low iron already and you get too cold, it's why in the wintertime, I ain't gonna say it's a struggle because I'm like a little person. I always been I like but that's your iron and stuff too sometimes. You gotta make sure you staying on top of it because everybody gonna get cold or even freezing. If the temperature is 30 and below, that's already freezing. That's just another part of science. But we talking about it because of how they found her. People do care, and we have positive thoughts and uh, condolences out there. Like I've never had, to my knowledge, any type of beef or any reason to hate. I said we're praying for the heart of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It had everybody talking at the. People are still talking about this story because they said they found the mom walking down the street with no clothes on, like maybe just have a mental breakdown, literally. And now that's throwing more like opinions and comments around the world too again of what people think about it. Okay, see, once you have the mental breakdown, I guess, which they know those are real, nervous breakdown, mental breakdown, it's real. It don't last forever. It's called a breakdown because it's like a glitch. Like you, oop, got a crack right there. Like, but some people they do, they stay broken down They're just never able to probably, which that is unfortunate. But if you see a person hold it together, that's a prime example of if that is true. That person probably held it together for the media and all this time for so long. It will hit you like that sometimes. Grief and sorrow, like you feel like you've been pretty much holding it, carrying it well. You don't even think about it that much. And then one day out of nowhere, when it's real, yep, a mental breakdown. But I think, because y'all remember they had Lil Nas X doing that too. I don't know. He was in Las Vegas, I think, or California somewhere, walking down the street like that. I believe he got arrested. I believe he's finna get out too if he ain't already out. It's just crazy. Like it shows you can't just do that. That's public indecency here in America. Other countries they probably don't care. Like you could walk around. I know it's some countries that take that serious too. They probably take that serious too. You come from America over there on vacation and you doing just anything that they don't allow over there. Cause some things they do, but some things they just don't. They are not like America, bro. Like if you come over there doing it, they will arrest you. Mm, 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 I don't think them kids that jumped that pregnant lady in Chicago though. I'm just looking at all these different things happen in Chicago though. At least these two. That's already, and one was recent. This stuff from back then was already too much. And they found like, come on, man. Oh, I just said I started off saying that parties to me, not just like the more elegant parties, the more because some parties you pay to get in, some are special invitation. It's just all kind of parties out here. Like nobody's ever had to pay to come to a wedding, but there might be weddings. There might be some like that, and the people don't mind paying either. They pay and come on. If you want to have your wedding in another country, the only people gonna show up is the ones willing to travel and get on a plane or travel and come there to the wedding. Period. I just watched a Medea movie called Wedding. It's another version they got I had never seen. They all went with their kinfolk out of town to a wedding. Because the young lady felt like she wanted to get married. It was one of those stories again. They like, Medea, we need your help because we don't think this girl should get married yet. And it turns out it was some they didn't find out till they went to they already at the wedding vacation preparing for the ceremony. Like so they just trying to prove that Medea is mostly right sometimes. They need her to step in. It's just fun. Security at these parties, especially if minors gonna be there, party planners, they don't ever want to accept that's what they were saying about Diddy and Diddy documentary anyway. On one part, but everybody got different opinions. He started off as a party promoter. Period. Okay. They say one of his first events or one of his earlier events, that ain't even you rapping, singing, producing nothing. That's just you planning parties, bro. Okay, it's gonna be at this place. We're gonna do it at this time. You gonna make the flyers for us. You gonna go get some dancers for us. You gonna go get a few rappers and DJs. That's what party planning looks like. And all that you do, they said, bro, I only spent $500 on the security, but it was too many people there to have that cheap of security. Like, what if something actually happened? Like, you need, do you got security guards everywhere, bro? So it ended up getting a little disorganized. And when you have too many people running, trying to leave at the same time, that's always gonna happen, bro. Like whether it's cause mass violence is real too. Like that ain't even a party. That's just you being in a public place and something happened. Usually security should still be there though. Like you notice retails, a lot of retail markets and stores do have security, but is that enough? People want to talk about how martial law is wrong and they shouldn't do this unless it's an absolute extreme emergency. But when security and police is not enough, what measures do you have to go to? I think that is noticeable. Like you can't just have security and security footage where you want it. They should be there. If we're thinking correctly, they should start a new, like, in honor of stories like this or something, right? Um, like no parties allowed in this country unless you have security type of deal, especially if minors are involved. Now, see how many people throwing parties and stuff when the law changed today. It wouldn't mean that you can't. It's just that if the law was to change today and we catch you having a party, we should make everybody get party license where they got to take a training class that says I will have security at the party I throw, at the event that I throw. Uh, and if minors are there, oh yeah, and it should be a condition of how much security they should have per head. You know, building capacity sign might say, or an elevator, it might say 25 people max. If you ever read those little signs, they be everywhere. Like on, even on the city bus, like it might say this bus can only hold 250 people. Like I'm one of them people that actually be reading stuff. You go to a movie theater, it's gonna say this building can only hold, it'll say max capacity allowed, and then a certain number. That means that it cannot be more people than what that building can hold. It might can have a big number of people in it, but people don't be caring about that when they throw a party. They gonna open the door, let them. Everybody want to come in there, come in there. That's the thing about parties. They done took the fun out of it too. Like, you have to do it right, okay? So you have an invite list, or it is one of them parties you got to pay to get in. Uh, Plus your invite, your VIP people. That's cool. How you don't need security, bodyguards, bouncers, bro? A bouncer, that's what they are paid to do. They not just security. A bouncer, they call them a bouncer because they their job is to bounce your ass out of the place if you cause a problem at their party or whoop. But people have to be responsible too. Like, how much are you drinking? What are you smoking? You don't always have to do that when you go to party. Or it's BYOB and you bring your own whatever. Still, when you, how is you get home? A Uber? You need to be calling Ubers and Lyfts, guys, for the holidays. Do not be getting in these cars drunk, or just because if you're not aware, are you even getting in the right car? You feel me? That's why some people, when they go to parties, they just, I said some people, that's not a good habit. It depends on, do you know the people? But some, they are known to party all night. That's what they talking about when they say that. Party all night. Like, they don't come home till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. You gotta make sure you got ride arrangements. Like, how am I getting home? What time am I leaving? You already gotta, you know what I'm saying, care about you. Cause sometimes these friends and these people going to these parties, bro, they not even making sure their friend come back home. I ain't gonna say come. Yeah, you going back to your friend home is better than you being stuck at the party, don't you think? Even if your friend don't go home to her house, at least she went home with you because y'all went there together. And you know, if rap songs gonna talk about anything, rap and hip hop, you gotta talk about that. Uh, I love Lil Baby because he did talk about it a little bit. He said it's bigger than black and white. I was just saying this topic, uh, still positive thoughts and prayers for the fallen souls that have already fallen victim and they were black. But he said it's bigger than black and white. It's a problem with the whole world. We can't change overnight. Y'all know how it goes. But we gotta start somewhere. He didn't have to be from Chicago for people in Chicago to feel. That's why it was a number one hit. What he was saying. It can have different. One thing about a metaphor is it's beautiful. A metaphor or a simile, because it gives the people the opportunity to dissect that metaphor or simile the way that they would like to. Everybody gonna always see things different. But yeah, if y'all going to a party together, at least security. If I was security, who did you come with? I'm looking at everybody who came with everybody. We gonna know something, or you don't need to walk through the door. A good security guard or a bouncer, or it's like, hold on. Let me see your invitation. This that kind of party. Uh, like, where your invitation? Who invited you? And if you don't say a certain name, you're not getting up in there. And now we see why parties be like that, but at the same time, they're calling Diddy's parties wrong. His parties, from what I'm hearing, they did have security and everything later. But they were saying when he first started promoting, he didn't really do a good job. Like, I love how the documentary did that. Like, no, pull this receipt out. We're not finna sweep this under the rug. But if it becomes a competition of, yeah, we know this, or like that's the intimidation, whatever they want to call it, retaliation, all of that, just so a person don't say that about you, because they starting to say that means something. P Diddy, like, hey, when this guy first, they trying to say in that documentary, like, bro, it seemed like death was like always around you or something. That's different. That's, I don't know how to explain it, but because a few people had died at that party that he didn't hire enough security for. But does that mean he got penalized for it? Back then, they, you like, oh, how the person didn't hurt you with their hands, they just didn't hire enough security. But you, it was your choice to come to the party. They said it was a real big party. Two famous rappers back then was there, so the place was full. But when everybody started trying to run out, that's when people got hurt. Some people suffocate. They pushing each other. They pushing, screaming. It's hot. People sweating. That's one thing I hate is a stampede. I haven't been caught in one lately in a long time where a lot of people just running. I can't even remember a time really, and we all trying to get somewhere unless it was traffic on the freeway. That's a time, you know what I'm saying? And even that's dangerous. You're stuck, bro. You can't go around other cars, and sometimes you have no choice but to slow down. Driving teaches us that. In traffic, there's nothing you can do but slow down, bro, because you're gonna make the situation worse. They just be sitting there blowing their horns, bro. You blowing your horn ain't making the cars go no faster, bro, when you're in 5 o'clock traffic. It just help people feel better. Like they gotta do something. Turn on a radio, blow the horn, hoping that the car in front of them somehow magically speeds up. When they see 20, 50,000 other cars in front of y'all, it ain't even the car in front of you fault. Life be like that too. You feel like, oh, this person's moving too slow. No, sweetie, look at the whole traffic. Look at the whole but when you're in mass events like that, security is going to be very important, even if it's a small party. Because I think the party that girl went to, it was just a small party. She didn't come. She didn't never. She did not make it out alive. That is horrible. Thank you, boo boo. Here, put it up here. Oh, you needed help with this one. Hold on, hold on. Oh, that's Minnie Mouse's Christmas. Mommy, I got a prize. Come on, let's go. Here, and put this on the table. Come on. Watch your head. Can you stay from under this table, please? Come on, let's go. Put your diaper in here. Thank you. Come on over. Thank you. I'm not saying security is the all in all answer to everything, but I feel like it should be required for parties now. Like it's way overdue. Required, like by law, if you call having a gathering or a party, uh, and we come and it ain't no security there, even if nothing bad is happening, they gonna be like, "What's happening? We ain't even doing nothing." Like, but do you have minors at this birthday party, whatever it is? Every party needs security. And not just people y'all hire. Actually, people make them get their security clearance licenses, the one where they are licensed to carry and all that too. Because people will try to bring that BS and use parties and gatherings and stuff to cover that up. That is so crazy. That's why they be wanting to know, hey, is you going to the party? You back in the day when you ask people that, they just want to know because, or like, were you invited? Yeah, you can come. Now, if a person asks you that, tell them you ain't coming. You can still show up. It just be like, pay attention. Like, why do people be wanting to know? Like, hey, you going to the party tonight? See, that's a closer time span. Now, today is the day of the actual party. They asking you, is you going? Just do it like that. Like, no, I don't know, or I might not make it. Next thing they know, you showing up. You might be an hour late. You might come at the end. It's still coming. They just be asking, is you coming? Like, cause look what happened to this young lady. Or do you need a ride? Cause if they give you a ride, they know you going. They know you coming. So you gotta be careful with that too. Hopefully, uh, even if I'm calling to remind everybody that every Uber ain't even safe. So how is everybody car safe? Uber's getting wrecks too. Teslas, some of them cars drive by themselves. They said they still been those Teslas that people have wrecks. They blow up. We're not saying it's a bad product or nothing, but they're not perfect. Any car can malfunction. Any car can be dirty too. What Chameleonaire was talking about, they trying to catch me riding dirty. You don't want to just be riding with everybody. What they got in their car? They didn't tell you they got in the trunk. Now y'all pulled over just trying to go to a party. Life is crazy, y'all. You gotta watch that in between stuff. Uh, if you gotta watch all of that just to go to a party though, that's why I say some people it's not for us. You just gonna have to hear that person party alone at home, bro. If it bother you, something wrong. Do you know what's happening to people just trying to go to parties? She went with her friends too. How you coming back talking about? We don't know. Oh, she said she's staying, or uh, oh, she rode with somebody else. Where didn't y'all go together? And they move on with their life, chilling. Like, bro, you should be not saying you should just. It's just crazy, bro. Like, cause people do watch that. To them, they don't care how much time went by. If you a suspect, they just watching how you. They watch everything. They make it tough on them. I can admit that. Just even on the suspects, like you can't do that too, cause that's why it's just suspect. They never apprehended those people, and like they never went to jail or nothing. They just was known to have been there, and then they left. But if you can't find like, oh yeah, it was y'all set it up. You can't find no stuff on it, like. Mm. You just saying it because they went with her. You can't do that. Like they probably didn't have evidence that them girls knew what happened to their friend after they left. So I look at it both sides or whatever. I definitely do look at it. Thank you. everywhere, girl. Oh yeah, but that's what Uber's Lyft taxes is for, guys. The holidays. Y'all know how people get for New Year's. I think people actually probably do better with New Year's, but anything we see today now is pretty much like sells itself. If people are still doing it, it's been so many warnings of being careful at parties. It don't make sense. Parties, gatherings, events. You seen what happened at that Travis Scott concert? Uh, I think I heard one of Glorilla. Was it Glorilla or Young Miami? One of them, Carisha. One of them, they had a show. Same thing. Everybody ended up trying to run out at the same time because something was going on. Not saying that's what happened with the Kenneka Jenkins story. I'm saying how her story, it might have been per se a smaller party, like not as big and extravagant as a Diddy party. You see, that's why it's even stranger that y'all would leave. Oh, well, she said she's staying. Okay, you could still at least text her family, like, so they know. Like, hey, we leaving. She's saying she's staying. We just letting you know. Like, we tried to make her leave with us. She's then what do you do? The person trying to fight you, and you trying to stop them, or you trying to make them say, come on, it's time to go. Here, boom. There you go. You gotta have a designated driver. Oh, but I was just saying, what do y'all encourage people to do? The person is fighting you, saying you can't make me leave. I'm grown, because you know a friend can get drunk, and you gotta be aware of that. Like, how do this person act? You know, at a party, people gonna drink 9 times out of 10. Even at the parties, they ain't supposed to be doing it. That somebody got a wine, they might got a drink somewhere. I'm sure they had them for Thanksgiving. People watching football, eating turkey and everything, drinking, having a good time. But like everybody hold their liquor different. That's the thing about young people getting drunk too. Like they probably can't fully handle that just yet, so they might get drunk quicker, start feeling sleepy, fall asleep over there. But your friends done already left. They tried to wake you up. Hey, come on. No, I'm gonna just stay here. Maybe pick them up, put them in the car anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's love. It really is. But if the person, even if they try to say, no, this person was trying to fight us, like it's more y'all than them though. Make that, or at least call the law. It is that serious out here. Call them. Hey, I'm just letting y'all know it ain't no emergency or nothing. I'm letting y'all know. Uh, my kinfolk or my family or my friend is saying they staying over there at the party in case it's any BS. We tried to make them leave. They didn't want to leave. See if they won't be on standby. Then that wouldn't have happened to that young lady. I don't know. It's just very, very strange. She was isolated for sure because they found you in a freezer by yourself. They even had the footage of you walking down her. Or at least people that knew her, they said it looked like her on footage. That's what the girl had on, the same thing, same hairstyle, everything. But nobody happened to see this. You know, if you see a young lady drunk just strolling around a hotel, you might be nice and ask, "Hey, do you need any help?" Or you might want to even go tell staff. Uh, you might even tell staff like, "Hey, it's a young lady down there walking around." That's what's strange about the story. Nobody said anything. Nobody saw nothing. You know how that is. They had to go pull up footage just to find out a little bit. Cause Even in a freezer drunk, that might sober you up a little bit. I was thinking about that too. But it also probably have you more sleepy if you already intoxicated or on some type of substance. Now you're sleepy. Thank you, I got you. Or she was already deceased when they put her in there. But every time I look at the pictures and the footage and stuff, I just get sad. Like, that story like traumatized me a long time ago. Not I wouldn't say not in a bad way, because you need to be aware. I'm glad they put the story out there. Uh Otherwise, people wouldn't even know about it, but it really happened. And then when stories like this get released, of course it make you wonder, what about the ones like, or are there others? That's all I'm saying. Like, are there other stories that we just don't know about? So you gotta be. See, I remember that too. Like back when you younger, you just feel like getting invited to a party is cool. I totally understand. Like, it depends. Like, do you know the people who invite you? Like, or they just ask you to come. But you gotta watch all that today too. If they being too like, we'll pick you up or be ready at 7. That ain't no date. That's like a whole party. Or some people do take dates to parties. You feel me? Even with that. Like, how long have you known the person? Did y'all have an understanding that y'all are going as dates? Because that date shouldn't even be leaving you alone too long. Like, what you mean? Y'all came here together. I can see y'all dancing with other people, going to the bathroom, stepping outside when you need to. But when y'all actually leaving, if that date came there with you, that is so strange. Unless y'all drove y'all own cars. Usually the point of a date is you came somewhere together. They tell you what time they picking you up. So they do be asking questions like, was it a date? Was it a friend? A date, you're gonna hold them at an even higher accountable, because you might be a man and she's a woman. Why would you leave her somewhere by herself? They be thinking people won't read into stuff that deep. But it is an interesting when it's a young black lady like that's found in the freezer. You have to ask those kind of questions. Did she go with a date? Did she go with her friends? Did her friends have dates but she didn't? All that stuff be mattering with the way that females can be, because y'all might come there cool and sober. By 2 hours done passed, y'all done danced and drank and had, I don't know, party should have food because people be drinking. But security, in my opinion, it's like overdue. It should be like mandatory required with some type of license or permit that people now have to get to even throw a party. The way that people have used and abused parties, since they can't just throw them and be free and spend the money on the party and do the right thing. Let's just make stricter requirements. I don't mean to say stricter requirements, just a little stricter. Like, security should be mandatory. Uh, House parties, hotel parties, or maybe they should be mandatory when the party is in a public setting. Because people host parties anywhere. Like, you can shut down a zoo to have a prom, like they did for us in the. You can make anywhere a party space. Is what I'm saying. You really can if you know what you're doing. You can. The point is to turn it like a makeover, like from a regular place to a party event. A part of it should be required for them to have security. And that's my last time I'm gonna say it. and some type of standby, like the night you had a party, you done already called the police department. It's like you got to be like these days. Like, hey man, I'm being honest. I am throwing a party tonight, man. We're gonna keep it clean and fun. We will have birds, whatever. You just want to be a good citizen. Like I'm putting you in, but is that even safe? You know what I'm saying? Because anything people know too much about, they can sabotage. They might send somebody over to the party. Hell, you might even invite the precinct. Like y'all can come by and get a drink too. You know, you end up out for sure. But I just want to let y'all know I'm throwing a party type of deal. That way, anything that goes on, have everybody come in that party. Uh, you are liable and responsible for yourself. You know, people be thinking they mature enough to party though, but everybody not mature enough to party. You know what I'm saying? If you don't even understand that the people that you come with, you should leave with, you're not ready to be out doing that type of stuff because you're putting yourself in compromising situations. How you know them when them friends leave, them other people, it's like, who is that? Who is it? Who this person come with? She over there sleep on the couch. And you just think they're gonna do the right thing and wake you up and ask, do you need a ride? Like, no, people are not that friendly. They invited you to the party though. If they don't know you and you came with somebody else and then somebody else just left you there. Because that's what they saying happened with their story though, bro. Or maybe she said, I'm coming. Even if your friend says she coming, you waiting in the car, she don't come out, go back in there. Maybe that's what happened. Because, you know, for a minute, they was just saying they couldn't find her. Like, they thought she left. It was something like that. But she wasn't with them. I don't think she was with them when she left. How they find you in a hotel freezer then? It's just still a very, very trending story. When they say her name or say his name in memory and in honor of somebody they feel like died injustly, this is what they mean. You be thinking, oh, where the person gone? Because they won like a settlement, bro, like millions of dollars. What must mean the money's calling? When they say the money's calling, every money still ain't good money, bro. But make sure you understand it when it is calling, if you're gonna accept it. Cause like I think that settlement end up coming for cause I'm like, I wonder what they got how they won that judgment. I gotta go back over it and read that story. But I believe it was something just like the hotel being liable for it too. Come on, man. Y'all the one letting the people rent this room out and have these parties. The young lady wouldn't have been here. Maybe something still would have happened that night though, no matter where they would have been. But it wouldn't have been there. You see, y'all let them check the room out. Then what's up? Y'all don't they had footage though, thank God in her case. But still, people because that could be worse. I know people like she ain't been fully brought to justice and stuff yet. But with some cases, that's actually more of a blessing that you have any little piece of footage. To this day, nobody still fully knows what happened to that young lady. It's one of those crime mysteries. She had one shoe on. Y'all saw the pictures. And what's crazy, just like one shoe, one sock. Like it wasn't no sock, no shoe. They was looking at all the intricate details because like I said, there's people out here that just still care. Some invested more, even more time just to see what happened. They don't want to march and protest and do that all the time. People are more like, no, they want to look into what's going on. Who was her friends? Who they come there with? And you look at the friends, you got to look at the friends. It's just how it go. The friends' parents, who they came with. Why y'all kids ain't taught you don't leave your people, man, and y'all came there together. What happened to Takeoff at the Halloween party? Another place where it's like a party. A lot of people in one space, one room. I mean, that ain't cool, young people. It's cool, but I'm saying you're not gonna be looked at as not cool just because you miss a few parties. I guarantee you, it's still gonna be parties going on when for the rest of your life. You're never wasting your time missing a party. What is you missing? Something you could have did at home. You can do on video chat with them people. At least you're in the safety of your home. It's okay to get out and stuff sometime, but see, a party can go anywhere from 2 hours to real talk, real parties. Probably them P Diddy parties too. Them parties ain't over till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Everybody, young people, everybody body ain't ready to. Young people do be full of energy though. They can stay up all night long. That's if you let them. That's usually what they tend to do. Like they're young. They're living life young. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But at least you're in the safety. If you're not at your home, you're at your friend house. That's cool too. I still say being at your friend house at the end of the day, though everybody say they don't agree with kids just spending night sleepovers with their friends. Your any child is definitely safer being at their friend house than on the street or left at some party by themselves. Wouldn't you say? If they the friend parent and everybody know and they said they could spend a night over there, I look at it all the way around, bro. Why would I get mad to find well, because y'all know how it is. It'd be like some ask can they go to their friend house, some don't. But even if the parent, you know what I'm saying, that's why it's dangerous for them to be lying just to go hang out. I'd rather my kids ask and at least I know where you at. And if you spend a night, at least you know where they at. They not on the street, they at their friend house. They not in a tent at a bus stop on the side of the road walking asking for change. They at their friend house. They not at a party that their friend left them at. At least they went home with their friend, spent the night. They'll talk to their parent later, like, and the parent, yes, it might chew them out, like, just like, hey, Jimmy, you didn't even tell me where you were. Don't do that again. That's a parent for you. It's like, send a text. Oh, mom, we left the party early. We all just crashed out at Jimmy's. Oh, okay. At least your ass wasn't on the street. Or Jimmy didn't leave you at the party. Or let's say Jimmy leave you at the movie theaters, but y'all came there together. Now, is Jimmy thinking about how you gonna get home, or if you like, where is the movie theater at? 2 hours, a city away. They be wanting you to come to stuff. I mean, and like I say, everybody live different. That's what they do for pleasure and fun and to please themselves. They want to go to parties and stuff. So what? We telling people be careful. Just because it doesn't matter that the Kenneka Jenkins story ain't that. It's not that old. First of all, and more stuff has been on the news. You see what I'm saying? Since that story, it's crazy how it just loops back around because news is circulating that her mom was found walking. Okay, when I first seen that, I'm just like my initial reaction was, okay, look, she been through a lot, or people immediately think like, well, is this a sign of guilt or was she involved somehow? They are kind of saying it. Why? Because she's grieving her daughter? Or is there a right or wrong way to do that? I'm not saying it's okay to walk down the street naked. At least somebody I hope somebody called and got her some help, if anything. Like bring a jacket, try to help cover this person up. I mean, that does show a deep level of something mental health that person might be going through at that time. And it shows you, even if that's the case, like the conspiracists say, uh, people be quote unquote paid off to be quiet or like here, we just gonna give you this money. Just don't like but she broke anyway. She clearly 6 point whatever $4 million y'all gave her still did not keep her from having a mental breakdown about what she might have had to quote unquote sacrifice. That's what's deep to me. $6.4 million is a lot of money. If that's all they won in the judgment or settlement, right? Like, that's still a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money to still turn around and have to hear this black woman's news circulate that she was found walking down the street naked. But you was, see, people talking about, oh, whoever said, oh, Doja Cat said that. She said, whoever said money don't change you didn't have enough. I mean, like I just said, $6.4 million is a lot of money. It's not enough to keep a person from having a mental breakdown. Maybe they said for years, just paying people, they were fine. No matter what went down, they could just pay them, and people used to move on with their life. Like, bro, people ain't like that. I ain't gonna say they not built like that no more, but what is going on where even if they win settlements, like even with Cassie with the P. Diddy case, I think you said something about she won $300 million at the beginning. Before she even came to court, it's like he paid her that money. He did pay her that money, I guess. I don't know what, for the damages, because she still ended up testifying in court, bro. It didn't matter that he paid her $300 million. Period. That show you right there. People still, money cannot change emotional distress. I'm not trying to be funny or say I wouldn't ever accept money if I've been through emotional distress. I do understand, you know, that's the point. Like, they know that too. That's why they putting M's on it. Like, we know this money ain't shit when you've been through certain shit, but here you go. It's crazy, ain't it? You can actually win lawsuits like this because somebody that you was close to or you love or endear greatly, something happened to them and you win a settlement. Her mother wasn't even there through whatever her daughter went through. She wasn't even physically there, like, because adults do not go to young people parties like that. I mean, maybe they do sometimes. You should have at least a few grown ones, chaperones in the building when they're young people, because you already know y'all done let these people go check out a room and throw a party on their own. They feel like they young and grown. That's why those chaperones are good to have. That's still not security. Any type of chaperone you're gonna be these days, you need some kind of protection on you if it's gonna be a party, bro. Y'all didn't hear some of these families had Thanksgiving fights and stuff just recently. Like, everybody's supposed to just be getting together for dinner and hanging out and watch football, watch movies together as a family, as extended family. Because Thanksgiving, everybody usually comes together. So it was people though. They had fights. It was on the news. People got hurt and everything. Just trying to. You're not telling people, okay, no more. Like, some are saying it. Like, y'all might as well just stop partying, doing get-togethers. A lot of people are walking away from these customs, maybe starting their own customs. At least they walk away with knowing they can live a extra day because they avoided going to a party. Because look what happened to Kenneka Jenkins. But now I'm probably a little more stronger to speak about it. I'm not exaggerating. That story had traumatized. I've heard a lot of stuff on the news in my life, and I'm serious. But it was just something about this. It was like, what? And y'all mediatized this? Like, you showed. I mean, they did go ahead and allow, because I believe they have to get consent from the family to release recordings and pictures and stuff like this. Or once cases hit a certain level, it's not up to the family no more. Like, no, we can release whatever pictures and videos we want on the news about this situation. Yeah, things can get to that level. So that's why some people, when they be like they privacy, they business, they take that serious, and there's nothing wrong with it. They take it very serious, because once they lose the privilege and it becomes in the hands like that, like, yeah, though this was your loved one, because this is a high profile case, we can release whatever we want to about it. So I think it goes further than consent sometimes. So you kind of saw the pictures and the videos and everything, and it just kind of traumatized me. And I'm grown, so I don't know how this story might have affected other people. It's not selfish to say, it's actually very selfless to care. Uh, it's not saying that it shouldn't have been released, but some of those pictures and stuff was like very, very graphic. Like, plus you got to wrap your head around where they found her just listening to the story, and that this was a young black woman who was just trying to enjoy herself at a party. And she definitely was known to have been there, or is said allegedly she had came with her friends. Another one of these stupid stories. Ain't nobody finna keep doing the parties with friends, and y'all can't even bring y'all friends home. Hmm? What, poo poo? Or what? Any party I think I've ever like, I ain't hosted too many parties in my life. Like, yeah, everybody come over here. We're gonna have a party. If I did, I ain't gonna even lie. Like somebody probably convinced me to, but it wasn't never no stuff where people not going home safe. Thank you God, because anybody trying to live like they just didn't party in life before. I don't know what. I ain't gonna say you strange, but most of us have. Whether you threw the party or you went to a party, or because a party is not the club. They have parties at clubs and at events. That's what I'm saying. To me, them public ones should always security should be required, bro. How would y'all have found her in a freezer if you had security at the party at the hotel room? That's a part of security job. When they laying around falling asleep drunk. It's time to tap them people. Hey, where your ride at? We ain't trying to. If I was a boss in this way, planning parties and promoting them, that's just not what I do. I probably would be great at it. Like I can do events. I can do event type stuff, even virtual ones. Like set up stuff like planning like that, but that would be a part of our budget. Hey, bro, we need to invest in at least $3,000 to $5,000. That's the minimum budget, bro. We ain't gonna have no security around here, and that's just for parties. People might have to start moving like this just in life, like the way people moving out here. Cause it's like, bro, if I can't take my friends with me to a party and then they family got to text me the next day, hey, what happened to my daughter, to my son? Y'all ain't seen her. And the friend like, what? We thought. Well, she said she was staying. Like that's already red flagish. Like, what you mean? She said she. You couldn't at least text me or somebody and say, so at least I know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all left. Maybe I can pull up. Uh, hey, your friend said you was fighting them when they was trying to tell you let's go. I'm your mama. Let's the fuck go. You been here long enough. But just to leave you there, to let that person be mad at you for a minute, fight you or whatever. It's time for your ass to come home. Some teens, that's not embarrassing. Some you have to do like that too. It might be embarrassing to them, but it's showing them stupid friends that you do have people that care about you. Let them laugh and say whatever. They know you got a mama, daddy will come through and pick you up. People just want to see you in that energy or light. Like, yeah, they'll come outside for their kids. So, but parties and stuff like this be like they choice of activity sometimes. To me, no kid is bad for wanting to go to a party. They go to each other birthday parties and other parties when they teens. They do that anyway. Like, but you don't need no. I would say you need adults to chaperone. Maybe you don't just necessarily need a adult to plan a party. Let's be honest. It's been kids known to throw big pool parties and stuff when their parents go out of town. That ain't just movie screen stuff. Just to let y'all know, kids do this for real. I know no parents want to hear this, but this is common. They be stealing. I wouldn't say stealing their cars, but they sneak away in it. They might steal dad's keys. Late night, dad done fell asleep watching football, drink 2 beers. He's knocked out. Does that make dad a negligent parent? No, it doesn't. He was at home in the comfort of his home with his son. Your teen decided to go get the keys. I'm finna go meet up with my girlfriend while dad sleep. They just older kids. They still kids though. They do crazy stuff like that. Like, I'm finna sneak out the window, go to this party. I wouldn't lose my mind. Like, they feel like, well, you try to be an upstanding character person. What would you do if your child did this? What? Understand that He or she is still a child just like the rest of them did. They all done tried this. Sneak into a party, throwing a party while the parents sleep or gone. Uh, Even taking off in cars, going whole out of town because dad said they can't go on their trip with their friends, but they wanted to go anyway. It's I hate to bring it up, but it's some parents I ain't supposed to break the code. Y'all didn't know the people with the real G codes is parents out here. We just know stuff that like people just don't know if they've ever been parent of all ages, parents or very closely associated with young people. Like it do be adults out here call themselves like, oh, I'm a cover for this kid. I know they went to that party and they daddy don't know, but they're kids. I'm a cover for little Jack. He's my daughter's friend. But it is good, for parents to kind of connect. Sometimes that is how we do, just because our friends became, I speak on it, our kids became friends. That has happened a time or two in life. Even for me, probably for my mother. There many people she just would have chose like, oh, okay, this lady, I'm gonna talk to her sometime and we're gonna be buddies because our kids friends. That don't happen for everybody like that. Y'all might meet a time or two. Cause look, what happened to Kenneka Jenkins, it matters. She still matters. We still say her name. Uh, but these are those real facts about parenting and when our kids go to parties and go hang out and stuff. It doesn't go back to nobody being neglectful. We already know kids party. Is there gonna be security there? You got those parents, we ask a million questions. No, mom, it ain't gonna be no security. It's at somebody's house. Like, what do you mean? It's a house party. Do they parents know they throwing this party? It's like you gotta start with the magical 10 questions these days. Like, for real. What you mean? They your friends. Is they gonna make sure you getting home? A parent that care? Yeah, but sometimes they not even telling you they going to a party. What you mean? To me, what she had on didn't give party. I never got to say my opinion about the story, but it gave maybe going out. But I guess I mean she was cute. She was dressed cute. I'm just giving my opinion. You know what I'm saying? She was like what she had on and her before pictures, of course, like she looked different in the way they found her. But like I could tell she was dressed nicely that day. It just didn't give party to me, like, because I'm remembering what I would wear to a party, so it didn't give party. Um, but she was dressed like casual, like I'm going to hang out. Like I read everything though. Do I have time to read everything all the time? No. Just like with a book. I gotta read books and energy 24/7 a day because I'm a black woman. Period. My friends shouldn't be I don't think that's ever happened to me though. Like where my friends left me at a party. Hell no. Nope. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, and thank you, friends. Back at that time. Cause look at the news stories that's out here today. For real, bro. If it's very rare. I'm trying to think. If any stuff been going on like that, they can laugh and giggle now. Like, why does it happening later in my life? Because in my history, ain't no friends or boyfriends left me nowhere. What you mean? I think there was people around me that was gonna ask, like, didn't she leave with you? It's a different story if the person went somewhere by themselves. Like they said, like I said earlier, I used to be the type of young person. I just didn't fear that. I never feared like going somewhere by myself, like to the mall, places young people go. I didn't care about going there by myself. If my friend busy or I ain't, sometimes I ain't even told them I'm out shopping. I'm at the nail shop by myself. I always kind of been like that. Like I can hang out by myself. That's a problem if you can't. You need to understand that you need to be able to do that. Young black indigenous and black and minorities of all colors. I really don't like using the word minorities. I just don't like it. So I say melanated women, indigenous women, black women. You can hang out alone and other women can understand ain't nothing wrong with you because you know how to do that. If we ain't there yet, that's stupid because why are people leaving their friends at parties in the new age? I said if they fight you, that's understandable, but it ain't nobody else you can call. Like, at least let them know that ain't your child. You right. Just because y'all homegirls don't make that person your child like responsible. If your drunk butt is getting in the car, damn, did y'all know y'all was gonna drink before you got there? I mean, I don't feel like if my friends left me somewhere, I was one of those two where it's like, no, I'll catch y'all later. I might say that because they might do that. A friend might do that, like, no, I'm staying here. I mean, and a friend might get on your butt too. Like, what you mean? You just met him or her. What you got going on? What you mean you stay? If anything, they'll more want to be in my business or stay because I'm staying type of deal. Like this stuff today is like new, definitely some new stupid stuff. Even with men, I'm not saying it don't matter with y'all. I'm talking about us women for a second. Like, no, bro, you can't even. I spoke on that too. But I'm trying to sit here and remember, like, oh, a man left me somewhere. I can't remember that, sweetie. My story ain't always clean and perfect. But when we talk about this, no, I'm a good candidate for this topic. My friends ain't never left me no uh what? If anything, I had a habit, it would get on people's nerves. Like you are a loner, so we gotta watch you. Like I'm understanding it about myself. What you mean? Like even if you try to be on it now, I'm over here doing this low key. We want to know about it. I always kind of did have that problem. I wouldn't say it's a problem. You see what I'm saying? Maybe you do gotta watch loners more, cause you know them. You know they like that. But the next person, how would they look at that? You feel me? A wolf sees something alone. What you think a wolf think? Just cause your friend invited you to a party, don't mean your friend know every wolf in the city. You, for some reason, you do. You're getting to know them. They know you. Yeah, but it wouldn't be strange to everybody who know you always been like that. You've been seen with people, don't get it twisted. Like, especially when I was young, like Kenneka Jenkins them age, you was seen with people. Don't get it twisted. You went to parties and everything too. That's why I said my milk probably ain't always clean everywhere with my past story. I'm comfortable with myself where I can talk about things though. It's okay without even stepping on toes. Like I ain't gotta bring up no friend's name. I'm just appreciative. Y'all ain't never left me nowhere. Thank you, God. Thank you, friends. If we was friends back then, you gotta be careful because even the girls that survived it and they get on their friend's butt later, like, hey man, I woke up at that party by myself. Where did y'all go? Because some people do make it through that. And it's like, you shouldn't even have to ask them no questions, bro. Cut them off. You got to call, you got to text them, what happened? What happened the night before? Something ain't right. And you went with your friends now. And you got to text them the next morning because you woke up still there. Because every girl don't make it out this situation, man. Even if it's not like death and dishonor, it's a dishonor another way. They finding out something happened. The P Diddy parties too. Like how they happen to so many people who went there with friends, bro. Y'all can't even party right no more. Obviously, playing the party right. That's what they was trying to say about him in the documentary. Anyway, I ain't trying to be funny. They was just like, cause a man with that standard of money, you can have security and all that. Period. What can security do? They gonna walk in the bathroom sometimes, catch people in there. Y'all know how grown parties might be, but these teens have parties too, is what I'm trying to tell y'all. That ain't never stopped either. Where it's just teens there. What do you mean? But that's dangerous too, because now it's just teens there. Teens don't look at it that way, of course. They having fun behind the adults' back. You feel me? Like what security gonna say? Y'all get out that bathroom doing it. If it's a young people party, yeah, that's what I'm gonna be paying you to do. I'm gonna tell my security guard, you see, we throwing them type of parties, sweet 16s, any of that, we gotta have security in the building, bro. And I'm gonna give them specific instructions. Y'all gonna be outside too. If you catch them in secret places, blow that goddamn whistle. Blow it. You feel me? We not the it's a sweet 16, not a baby making station. You catch them at the photo booth doing too much, you grown like me, he gonna be like, I get it, I get it, Miss Sherry. Like I got it. I'm gonna have to tell the whole security team because this is how we gotta watch the kids now. If I throw or plant it, adult party. If somebody invite me to a party, is security gonna be in the building? Am I allowed to bring a few of my own? They might say, yeah, you can bring some guests. No, I didn't say guests. Like, I want to let you know so ain't no confusion when I show up. They say it's been a few people, you know what I'm saying, get caught off guard like that too. Like, they actually known famous people, but they just showed up to certain parties alone, thinking they was, you know what I'm saying. Oh, my name got me up in here. Ain't I'm good. I got invited to the party. Like, come on, bro. You don't know who else gonna be up in there. Parties have me paranoid now. I do that at home. Thank you. Ignore them people when they say she dance and sing and rap too much. I always got music on with her wine in her house. Ignore those people, please. They don't know what it's like to be a black woman. You can't even go party. What happened to Kenneka Jenkins before you talk to me about partying alone? At home, in the privacy, I should be able to say safety and privacy of my home. When you was out at actual parties, thank God wasn't nobody leaving you there alone. Cause look what happened to this young lady. Now you coming up raising a new generation. I can just talk to them. It's gonna take them a while to let it register too, and you try to make them watch these stories too, like news stories, not to traumatize them, but like young ladies, y'all black young women too. You might not be going to parties and stuff yet. Now, do I just sit here and show them every news story? It's like they trying to control us. Like they like, yeah, show your black girls this. Show them what happened. Like what, bro? We don't sit around. What teen and kid is interested in the news anyway? I wasn't like this, like I am, till at least after 25. But I always was raised watching the news. Don't get it twisted. And watching people read the newspaper type of deal. Like you just was a kid. You get up, she didn't put it on the news. I'm walking out the room, bro. My granny, uh, this news finna be on at least 2 hours, man. But I would know, okay, it's at the weather now. It's almost over. Like I was a very attentive kid. I'm gonna come back in here. She would watch X Files, the news. It was just certain stuff I was already watching. She'll watch the Crypt Keeper, Tales from the Crypt. It's certain things I'll walk out because he used to scare me too. Like now, soon as the theme song, the beginning come on, how scary he looked. But X Files was kind of scary to me too. When I heard a song, I just walk out the room like I was a strange kid. She done turned the cartoons off. It's time to go in here and play, man. See, times was just different. Even back then, though, the birthday parties used to be like way bigger, bro. Everybody's over there. You know, the family already a lot of kids, but then you might got the kids from the apartments, kids from school. One thing about a party once it's going on, the people in the local vicinity, they it's not uncommon that they hear about it. It ain't even because they hear the noise or they see the traffic. It's just that somebody might be passing through on their way to the party or leaving the party. So you kind of end up finding, and we got social media now, so everybody know about the party. And you like, man, it's a line around the door. I didn't hire but 3 security. But a good promoter would say, you're gonna have to start turning people around because you shouldn't have more bodies in the building than I mean, come on, man. Now what if something happened and you only got 3 security guards, but you wanted to make this money, so you went ahead and let 1,000 people in the building. I ain't even ever been a promoter before. There's certain things that at least I'm learning though. God do got me paying attention to some things. I'm learning. Ain't no way, bro. If it's a 2-story building, we're gonna have people on the roof. Woo woo woo. We throwing this party, bro. One thing for sure, I need to have at least enough security to cover. I ain't saying one security per body. I'm saying maybe one security per 50 bodies. You feel me? And y'all gonna have a backup. My security, they gonna be getting paid well plus. Especially if you listening to instruction. You're not just security, bro. Here's the number right here on all y'all walkie-talkies and phones. Not my number. You need my number too, because I'm the promoter. And I ain't trying to see my money go down because people want to come in here. They can't party without acting stupid. And they can't take their friends home. It make you not even want to go to parties or do parties no more, man. You start that leaving your friends there at something we promote, we gonna think you trying to set us up. Cause why your friend didn't y'all come here? I'm the promoter. Will come out the office. Didn't y'all come here together? I end up calling your people, but clubs ain't been known to do that. I mean, if you fall asleep, you know how it is. People be falling asleep drunk at the booth. They just had a bad divorce, done drank theyself sick, and done passed out over here. And you know it's bad. You know that tells you they're left alone drunk. Like, what is that person going through? Like, not just tipsy or a little lit. They actually passed out drunk, bro. Like at this place alone. I bet club owners and stuff done seen it all, man. I do care. You know what I'm saying? Cause certain work that people do, I actually respect them. They probably have to see that all the time, and they know that it's just a part of, if you sell drinks at a place, this is what you see. You never know why somebody come in and have a drink. It's not just for celebratory reasons, but then when you tell them it's for celebratory reasons, they want to know why you celebrate. If a person want to celebrate the whole 2025 about something, leave them alone. You like, they always, that person just be too lit by themselves. They gotta have. So I want to know what they got going on. I mean, it's a problem when you celebrate. It's a problem when you're doing it because you're down and out. Either way, you don't want it to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's how addictions and stuff form. And yes, an addict doesn't wait till they at a party to do anything, do they? No, they don't. It's just that at a party, now that person got to be more careful. Like, you there by yourself? Mm-mm. We ain't trying to be, we ain't trying to be at the parties where the drug man, he's there. All the plugs. What kind of party is this? I mean, cause them type of parties real too. I guess where a bunch of people get together to network. I don't want to be funny. Uh, but if it's that type of business, they know what I mean. If it's that type of business going on, like, bro, don't put me in a room with that. This the lady that owns the strip club down the street. Like, who all is at this party? I bet I get around the room and get to know myself. Like, what you mean? You gotta know what's around you. Y'all in here for 5, 6, 7 hours. Sometimes it's even an after hours, an after party. But it's just kind of sad. Like, times ain't the same. Like, maybe all this used to be cool. Y'all stressing promoters out now, cause now they're the ones getting blamed every time a party goes haywire. Cause people don't know how to come in here and just have a good time. Number one, take your friends home. Quit coming with people you can't get to lead a club and a party. Soon as that person asks, "Can I go?" Just go and tell them, "No, we don't want you there," because you know how you give and you drink. Then you don't want to let your friends drag you out the place. Who is that leaving the mess on? If some mess happen, you feel me? They want you to just play with your money though, play with your business, play with your reputation in business, because your reputation on the streets and your reputation, and you know what I'm saying. You can have a bad reputation as a cook, a good reputation as a hairstylist. That's what gets me about what people think they be doing with reputation. Like, maybe in one area mine is messed up. Who am I to be exempt? Like, your reputation in what? They want to attack specific areas. Like, this is dart practice. You got the 10 circles on the dartboard. They trying to aim at number 3 because that's your confidence. Like, what? I want to aim at that reputation of your confidence. You've been known to be weak. You've been known people can run all over you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not good as a black woman as anybody, but it's probably worse as a black woman to be like that anyway. And they just keep targeting me. Like, how would your confidence be seeing that another young black woman was found in the freezer? How would yours stand? How would yours feel right now? You just supposed to move on with life. Like, you never saw that on the news. Sure. I've tried. You feel me? She was way younger than me. Even when the story happened, that young lady was younger than me. I don't remember how old she was when this transpired, but I know that I was like an older adult at the time. We're not mad at the news. We're actually glad, like I said, how many of these stories don't even get coverage. I'm not the first person to ask, but at least you see one from time to time that lets you know, yeah, it's bad out here. We ain't got to show you every story. This one story is crazy. You know, Shanquilla Robinson's story, crazy. Another time, a person trusted their friends and they friends' friends. That's what get me. You want me to trust your friend's sister, bro? Hold on. I already got my friends to worry about. But all our friends supposed to get together and just like we all cool cause we all y'all friends and we friends with y'all friends. It ain't always like that though. So you mean to tell me a person's supposed to be cool with all another person's friends? That ain't even realistic. You can introduce them, do all that. They're your friends though, kinfolk, bro, sis, home girl, homie, associate, that's your friend. You and your friend can talk about me all y'all want to. Just remember, that's your friend. That's why your friend is over there with you, and I'm myself. Look at these stories on the news. You're not talking about nobody friends, but that's like saying we all the same. We all pick the same friends just for me to be friends with your friends because we friends. And you feel like we ain't friends if I got a problem with one of your friends. When it get that stupid, I got to think about all that. You just stay your butt at home. God'll help you too. God'll help you see. Like, look, what you want? You can do this at home. You need a brand new speaker and some strobe lights. You need it. What do you need so I can bless you with it? Cause I see what you're talking about, my child. If nobody else is looking at it, when I plead and pray to God and get in deep thought, what's crazy? Deep thought is one of your most secret places. You would think your most private, intimate parts of your being. Deep thought. Where I was convinced that there was a God is somebody was able to tap into that. Like anybody that can give me a response I can understand, even while I'm in deep thought, something deeper is going on. Like it's like what I'm saying in a nutshell is I know this is the truth long before other people catch on to it. Like, bro, is this the new trend? Like, we're gonna get her friends to get her. Bro, that's a whole nother level of disrespect. Like, what? Or is this the friends idea? How okay, so we coming after the desperate. Cause what are you when your friends give you all type of red flag signs like, yeah, bro, if we get the moment to get you away alone, this is what our deep thought be thinking about type of deal. Cause if it ain't true, why did they find Kenneka Jenkins in the freezer, bro? This story out of Chicago. And I know it's been a while since it happened, but like I said, that's not realistic either. Just moving forward in the future timelines, like you didn't even see that on the news. And now it's being brought back up because the mom is having people do care. Maybe she having nervous breakdowns and you know what I'm saying? And it's public because new information, that's what sucks about these type of stories. New information surfaces sometimes too. Like you trying to deal with the little bit you know type of deal. Then here they go, 5 years later, 2 years later, new information. Now you got some more to add on to it. Like you don't know what people go through. They not missing nothing. Don't let society tell you you missing nothing because you sit at home. At any given time when you're a young black woman. They can call it lazy or antisocial or well, I don't like all you can say now is you don't like what a person does in a house. Once again, which should be private and comfort and what when they in your club, they supposed to be watching, but is they when they in your parties? At your events, who's watching the black woman? Are they gonna have cameras to see everything she's doing? They do any other day, but when they come up missing in the freezer, nobody's seeing anything. You know what I mean? But they got the money and everything, the resources to watch her with any other thing. You know what I mean? So why you don't see that? Why nobody know? I mean, come on, man. And I'm not against the friends or nothing. I think that would have changed a lot. I'm not the first one to say it with this story. I think it would have made a major, major, major difference how you handle. Because let's say Kenneka Jenkins wasn't perfect, and maybe yeah, people will do that. You be like, friend, come on, we finna go, and they'll give you a hard time, or you be like, friend, hold on, I don't think you should go. You start trying to pin them down. I said I don't think you should go. I got a bad intuitive feeling. The friend still might, and they got some drink in their system. They not listening to you. They done told you, girl, go ahead. I'll be there later. You should say something like text the person, mama, sister, somebody. Hey, your kinfolk. You know I'm her friend, right? You like, yeah, I know you. You my kinfolk friend. Oh, they acting like they don't want to leave. That should concern me as the family member. Yeah, they acting like they don't want to leave. What should we do about it? Cause we grown ourselves. We ready to go home. At least you letting that person know. They can't just say, yeah, we don't know. She left with her friends and put it all on the friends. When the friends do it like that, you letting somebody, even if it's on social media, you don't have a kinfolk number. Most people can find who they know connected to who right there on social media, bro. Stop playing. You go search them up on IG, Snapchat, something. Hey, your kinfolk still up here at this club. They close at 3 a.m. It's 1:30. We trying to leave. She fighting us. Now I'm like, oh, y'all did the right thing. Go ahead, y'all leave. I'm sorry my kinfolk got y'all held up at the club. I'm on my way. And sometimes you might just have to do it like that though, for real. Cause people, you trying to look out for them, you still love them. That don't mean they won't fight you. And it gets worse the more you try to tell them to come on. Y'all might ain't deal with real life yet. If they are intoxicated or some kind of drug, or and they not in a right mind, they could very well deny you taking them home. And you trying to get them up out the place for their safety, cause y'all came there together. You see, if you know that your people like that, bro, just start telling them people no. I mean, cause you have to have people look at themselves some kind of way, bro. Like, no, I ain't even going nowhere with you at this point. If it's a party or an event like that, I know how you get when you get drunk. I would encourage you, husband, wife, ex, boyfriend, who, friends, y'all his friend. I might know him through this way, and I know how he get when he drink. You are just finding out, or you ain't never been around him when you like now you finna find out at this club. You was wondering why she said, "Oh no, I ain't going," or "I don't even go out like that no more." What you mean? Let them hang out with their homeboys with all that, bro. Cause the men, they can probably more handle each other when they drunk. I don't know if men do each other like that. Like, do y'all be leaving each other at the club when you came there together? Y'all played pool. Uh, you went to the casino. Cause a man might tell his friends too, like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna stay up here and gamble a little longer. Y'all can go on and go. That's crazy, right? What a man gonna do with another man? Like, no, bro, I said we leaving right now. Like, what kind of stuff is that? You cannot make somebody leave, but you are. What does it say? Do you care about them for your ass to stay there when they telling you to come on? Because if something happened to you, now we got to answer questions about you. I just tell people I love, and you tell them honestly, bro. Like, stop trying to. Then you talk honest. They saying you're doing too much. Like, no, bro. This is what it is. This is real life. You're putting them people in a position that got to answer questions about you. They got to go to work the next day. Instead, the texters is knocking on their door talking about, do you know what happened to your friend? Because your friend didn't want to get their ass up and leave when you said, let's go. Now, what I'm saying is you will make a TV understands that you got to look at it on both sides. Just the only way you can prevent that, stop going places with people that you know act like that at a party when they've had too much to drink, too much to drugs, whatever it is. If you can't even find yourself being responsible for that person, they doing that much. Some people like that at home, but I didn't say it's right for anybody to be addicted to anything, but at least you at home. That's why rehab centers have been known to help people with housing. What do you mean? It's better. It's giving them a chance to get on their feet. Let me do add that. It's not trying to like you giving them a drug house because they finish your program. That's the point. They helped. They did. They got themselves clean. That don't mean you just gonna stay off of it. Even drug counselors notice. You might still dip and dab a little, but they helped you with housing. You off the streets. You ain't in danger of being found in a freezer because now you got a home. I'm not encouraging anybody to sit at home and do drugs, but really, what is the expense of partying? I heard some of these people spend, don't even get me started. I mean, because if you go in a party at a strip club, how much is that costing you to party? Honestly, nothing against strippers, nothing against people who pay them. They make very good money. But how much is it costing all parties involved to party, even the promoters? They gotta pay for security. They gotta keep the bills on, everything, the lights on in the club, just so everybody can come party. Okay, so none of this. When you pay that way, that's one thing. Then how are you paying? They finding people, but yeah, that's not saying you care about the people you came with. For you to keep keeping yourself there, now they got to be asked questions at work. You like, detective, what happened? Uh, when the last time you seen your friend? You already like, oh shit. Now I told this person to get in the car. What happened, sir? Like that. Like, why are you putting the people you care about in those positions? I do understand. But you know a person all right if they at home. I don't care what nobody say. What do you mean you didn't know? They at home. They wasn't at no party. They ain't been to no party. You got whole cannabis shops today. You ain't gotta talk to no drug dealer. What are people doing? What kind of drugs are you doing? That's gonna tell a lot about who your friends are too. Y'all do the same thing. You buy the same thing. You go the same places. So you know the same people. Or you frequent the same people or whatever it is. That don't mean everybody want to be connected to that. It's never too late to change your circle of friends. They've been telling us this for so long, bro. That don't mean you wish the best. I mean the worst for nobody, or that you know what I'm saying? You just imagining that they no longer exist. No, it's like, bro, I can't control what you're connected to. So don't try to come around another person's circle trying to control and finesse with their stories of stupid stuff already been happening to black women. But you don't want them of all people to pay attention. Black women and their daughters. So when I say black women, like that, things happen to people of all races, as we know. But it just be the extra trauma behind the way they do us. Like, you got to really pay attention to some of these stories. We're no different or better than the next mankind of race or black woman. She got to pay attention whether you like it or not. She not just caring for herself if she have children, stupid. Or if she have other family members, because you could be that family member that they call, like, yeah, your kinfolk ain't we ready to go? Remember what I was just describing? Yeah, you could be the one they calling. Why are they calling you? They know that you would prefer them to do that. That's respect. That's like, at least you tried to call me. Now, it do matter. Do I have a car? Can I come over there and get them? They the ones took their bus to the party. You know how, especially teens, kids, you can say no. No, you can't go to Billy them party. That don't mean that kid is not finna try to sneak out. They don't want to be the kid in school that missed the party. Once you're in high school, it's like a different thing. They might say, "Well, I'm going to grandma's house." They get to grandma's house. Grandma, can I go to this party? Oh yeah, sure, honey. These are real facts. I'm gonna go to auntie's house. Oh, auntie, can I go to this party tonight? Adults do be doing it. They call themselves covering, like, well, your mama wouldn't let you go. Don't tell her I let you go. And it's harmless until it's not. Some parents do care about that. You finna be allowing my child to do things that you know I don't let my child do? No thanks. I see how you trying to be cool. You gonna tell the parents we shouldn't be trying to be their friends. What are you doing? Y'all side adults do be doing it. You wanna, I don't know what like I said, it's not really bad. You showing the child love some kind of way, but you know you're not teaching them right for you. Like, yeah, it's okay. You can do this over here. You ain't even ask that child. Is your mama know? Your mama, will she be okay with this? Like, uh, what? If it's a young person, if it's a grown person, it really ain't much you can ask them. Now you done ask them to leave because y'all finna go. Now I gotta call your people, or before we even go out, hey bro, put a number in my phone right now in case any of y'all. I'll just be that extra one out the group on it. I'm a good friend to have around. If people do go out, I can say that. That don't mean I do it anymore. And having the kids is not an excuse because it's people with kids go out all the time. I'm just saying how I see like the in between stuff. They just be like, nah, bro, if you gotta invite me out just to get your way with me, I can say no to that too. Adults have peer pressure, social influence issues sometimes too, that they have to be able to see through all that. Well, when can I see you? And when can I come to your address? You can come meet me in public. People funny. Huh? Let's go meet up out. That ain't a group of people, just you and that person hanging out, is it? But both of y'all can still have like emergency contacts for, if something happened to one or the other. Like clearly it's just y'all two out. So what if you need help with that person? At any given time, a car come through out of nowhere, just hit the person, anything, and it was just y'all two there. You don't know this person, family or nothing, but you felt close enough to be hanging with this person 24/7 a day. Get out of here, bro. But most friends, or homies or associates, they gonna know somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that might be close to you. Period. And that's just how it is out here. The world is small, just like they said. It don't take but one connection every single time, and they want you to envy of who got what connections, bro. You gotta understand connections better than that. That's your choice of connections, and some people connections wasn't their choice. It go both ways. No. You just control what you can control in the midst of it all. You better. That's what her story is supposed to teach us. Not go teach us how to find connections because something done happened to another young black female. We all can do that all day long. Why ain't nobody looking at the connections now when the black women is her? What do you mean? The ones they keep and the ones they don't. Let's look at that too. You too busy. That's a full-time job in itself. Keeping your head down while you at work so you ain't making no extra connect. You don't even want to be tied to anybody in there what they doing. You came here to work. Let them people talk in the break room. That person don't talk to nobody. They strange. Let them talk. You think they strange. These your friends now just because you work here? You tell people that you care about stuff like that so they know how I talk already. You want to be that reminding voice that they can go back to and like, you know what? That person did say something. Somebody told you something. Some would act like they had no guidance at all. Somebody close to you try to make you think about it. Like, oh, so that's your homie now because y'all work. Oh, y'all best friends. Oh, that's cool. It is cool to meet people at work. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm saying, do we understand connections? I do, so I ain't in no hurry or run to be like, I'm connected to him and her and in this. So, good for you. That's beautiful to have a lot of connections, but I see the inconsistencies in something like that too. You got to have the right mind frame to have connections all over you. Like a tree, it stands firm. And it got a lot of vines and branches and different things connected to it, but it stands firm. You got to be solid. Not just out here. That ain't solid, just bragging about the connections you got to me. I don't like that. You know, that's not solid, bro. A more silent, a tree don't say nothing. You sit there and see its connections. That's crazy, bro. Like this new age of I want to brag about everything I got. Not saying Kenneka Jenkins was doing it. Like I said, to me, she looked like she keep up with herself. She liked the dress. You know what I'm saying? She liked to fix herself up and everything. People look at stupid stuff like that and swear they know your connections or that you have none at all because of the way you dress. And then you step out and show them you can dress. And they be like, well, why this person don't do that every day? That ain't your business. Just know, just know. Some people bring the bare minimum because it leaves more space in other areas. That's their sacrifice. You feel me? We don't be in y'all business about what you sacrifice, but some people wear their sacrifices very well. Because were they willing ones? Were what? Yes, something like that is willing. Me, hey, how I look right now don't matter. I wouldn't care if that's for the next 5 years. And people don't have to believe me, but I really already thought about stuff like this. Like it should health wise and some more stuff, but I meant all the way around. Like maybe I'm focused on something. Some people do put total focus in their health and how they look, and it shows. But you said for 1 second, God, I'm gonna need your grace because I'm putting all this on hold. I hope they wasn't trying to oh, this how she is, how she dressed, or how she what she got, and you literally made a conscious decision to not worry about that right now. Like you can go dig into that if you want to. Who I am because of and the narrative happened to go along with it. Cause so what? If a person want to live without anything for a little while, getting their nails done, hair done, that tells you what they pockets looking like. They can have pockets, wallets that ain't on Apple Pay and Google Wallet. That's just the stuff on their phone. Like, what's wrong with you? You gonna say you know where all their money is. You shouldn't even be worried about that. That's why these stories exist. Now, my phone finna go there, so I'm jumping over here, guys, but maybe I'll do a part 2. I am like concerned. I'm praying for her mother. I'm praying for the family and everything. But there was like the newest update that supposedly she had like a breakdown. She was walking down the street with no clothes on. Like, but that should be understandable, especially to mothers that have grieved a child before. Like, you don't know, and years could go by, and everybody just thought you was getting by. Like, they know you're not okay. You lost a child, but you getting by. So people think, you know what I'm saying? You good, and then they heard that like no, this person having whole, you know what I'm saying? They're having meltdowns. They're not okay. Then you want what? That black woman is crazy. I bet you they trying to already say that it's mental health. That black woman crazy, but you see what that black woman is grieving, and one trauma causes grief. So imagine the ones walking around here with traumas with an S or a Z at the end. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time.